Every day, this woman teaches her daughter how to shoot a gun, and how to siphon gas from a car's fuel tank. She even has her daughter secretly learn to drive. Late at night, though the daughter is very reluctant, she must obey her mother to survive. It turns out that in the future world, a strange disaster has occurred. Suddenly, everyone has mysteriously become unable to sleep. On the first day of Insomnia, people did not realize how serious things were. The price of sleeping pills just went up several times over. By the second day, it was very hard to buy the pills, even at a high cost, and taking sleeping pills still didn't help people fall asleep. Even stranger, the long-term comatose patients in the hospital all mysteriously woke up. At first, Gil was unaware of this strange event because her daughter could sleep normally, so Gil accidentally let the news slip to her co-workers. They became very interested. As soon as they heard, they asked where Gil's daughter was now. There was also an old man who could sleep, but he had already been locked up in a research facility. To quickly find the cause of the insomnia, the old man had gone through countless tests. After hearing her co-workers' words, Gil quickly lied, saying she couldn't remember, and immediately rode her bike home. Gil nervously pushed the door open. She desperately called out her daughter's name. She didn't want her daughter to be taken away for research. She learned from her son that her daughter and grandma had just left for church. Without waiting, Gil and her son were about to rush there, but they didn't expect Gil's co-worker to suddenly break in right then. He started trying to convince Gil to send her daughter to the research facility. Only by developing a cure would there be hope for everyone, but Gil had no time to listen to his nonsense. She hurried out the door with her backpack. It was now the third day of human insomnia. Everyone was starting to hallucinate, one after another. The streets that used to be busy were even more crowded now. But when Gil got to the church, the people there had no intention of letting her daughter leave. Gil's co-worker tried to reason with everyone, but out of nowhere, the security guard behind him, who was hallucinating, shot him. Gil took the chance to escape with her daughter. At this point, her son started trying to convince Gil, instead of running like this, it would be better to send his sister for research. If a cure could be developed, everyone could be saved. After hearing her son's persuasion, Gil's determined heart began to waver, so they planned to go to the research base. But Gil still felt uneasy, so she secretly taught her daughter how to shoot. The girl was reluctant, but had no choice but to go along with her mother's plan. However, as soon as Gil finished showing how to shoot, she saw her son appear in front of her. Her son asked Gil why she fired the gun. Gil was speechless for a moment. Wasn't he her son in the car? How could he suddenly be here? It was clear that Gil was also starting to hallucinate, and when they came out of the library, outside was already surrounded by inmates. They slowly moved toward Gil like zombies. It turned out the prison guard was also hallucinating, and had let all the prisoners out, but because Gil had a gun, the inmates didn't dare to rush forward, but they still kept closing in slowly. This shot finally brought the inmates back to their senses a bit, but then, Gil found the gun was out of bullets. No run, no run. Ya run Noah, you pretty little thing.